Hi, I'm Dina Davidson, and I'm the Discipleship Director for Thrive College, and we are talking about goodness today. This is a fruit of the Spirit that is so meaningful for me. I'm a philosophy student, and my favorite classes were all ethics classes. And today, in fact, I actually get to teach ethics for our Thrive College students. And there's this massive question, both atheists, Christians, agnostics, like the whole gamut, we're fascinated by this question of what grounds goodness. That is, what is the foundation for goodness? What makes some things good and other things evil? And there's a lot of responses you could give. But for the Christian, the answer to that question is God's very nature grounds goodness. That means that things are right and things are wrong because there is an omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent, all good God that exists. And because this God exists, some things are right and some things are wrong. Some things are good and some things are evil. For Christians, that's so meaningful to have something that is the foundation for morality. But you know what's even more important for me personally? Not just that we have this God who is the foundation of goodness, but that I can trust this God because he is good himself. You see, God does not aspire to goodness. He is goodness. He is the ultimate standard maker. He never deviates from the standard. Every thought he has, everything that he does, every intention towards you, every intention towards me is good. And that gives me so much encouragement because as I am swimming through the world and all the chaos, I need to know that the one that I'm putting my ultimate trust and faith in is good. There's this story in Exodus where basically the Israelites, they're being their Israelite self, they're being really, really evil. And God eventually says, you know what, you go into the promised land, but I'm not going with you. And Moses goes before him and he pleads with him and he says, you have to come with us. Like you, God, you have to come with us. And so one of the things that Moses ends up asking God for is not just that God would go with them, but that he would reveal himself to Moses in a really powerful way. And in that story, we read this verse, Exodus 33, verse 19. It says, and the Lord said, I will cause all my goodness to pass in front of you, and I will proclaim my name, the Lord, in your presence. So Moses asked for God's presence. Moses asked to experience God in a new, fresh, powerful way. And the response that God gives is, I will send my goodness to pass in front of you. And I can only imagine what that must have felt like to be Moses, growing up in an evil empire, having to, himself, he committed murder. And then all of a sudden to have the full force of goodness itself pass in front of him. I can only imagine what that is like. But here's the thing, that is who God is. And I want to be good. You see, I have no ability to be good whatsoever. But I do have the ability to put myself in God's presence. And it is when I put myself in the presence of goodness himself, that is when I can become good myself. I can receive the fruit of the presence of Jesus Christ, the fruit of his Spirit in my life, one of which is goodness. So as you're starting out this morning, I want you to take all of your day and I want you to notice the moments where you are not good, because you're not. And I'm not. Notice those moments. And instead of just getting down on yourself, turn your attention to God and say, God, you set the standard. I just fell short. Raise me up to your standard of goodness. Would you be so present in my life that I am overflowing with goodness because of my relationship with you? Hope that's encouraging for you this morning.